On this edition of Lexington Now, the Annual Reforest 5K, Water Week 2023, and Week 3 of Severe Storms Preparedness. I'm Neil Noah, and welcome to Lexington Now for the week of March 13th, 2023. The annual Reforest 5K is back at Heisel Farm Park for its 5th edition. Chrissy Balding tells us how we can get involved.
Well, we are here at beautiful Heisel Farm Park, where the Reforest 5K will be held next Saturday, March 18th at 8 a.m. It's a really cool race because, as you can see, participants get to run cross-country style on the grass here or walk. It is dog friendly as long as they're leashed. And the unique thing about this race is folks get to sign up to get a tree seedling to take home and plant, or they can choose to have it donated back to Reforest and planted at that event. Participants can choose from 5 different kinds of seedlings to take home and plant in their yard. And we have a community tree map so they can then post on there and tell us where the trees have been planted. The options this year are flowering dogwood, persimmon, loblolly pine, Kentucky coffee tree, and pecan. It's 3.1 miles, a 5K, and you can go any pace you like because we are here at the park. The course doesn't close, and we'll have coffee and refreshments. You can sign up at lexingtonky.gov/reforest. We've had about 150 folks per year, and we see everything from, high schoolers who are really out there to try and set a fast time to people who are just walking and enjoying the park. It's $30. The proceeds benefit Reforest the Bluegrass. Reforest this year will be April 15th, and it will be here as well at Heisel. So it's a really unique opportunity that if you participate in the race, then you can come back and get a chance to plant some trees. Reforest has been going on for more than 20 years. We also had a couple of years that we had to switch to virtual or really small group events, but we're excited to have it back to a regular Reforest this year with live music and food, and it's a really great thing to bring your family to. You can even sign up the morning of the race. So again, we'll be out here Saturday, March 18th at 8 a.m.
March 18th through 25th is the 4th Annual Water Week, a week filled with fun and educational family-friendly activities surrounding our watersheds. Chrissy joined us again to talk about the event.
This is the 4th Annual Water Week. It's a collaboration between the city, UK, and Kentucky American Water. It runs March 18th through 25th, and we have 20 different events happening throughout the week. It's really to celebrate the importance of water in our lives and what we can do to protect it. So in Fayette County, there are 9 different watersheds, which is an area of land where the water all drains to the same place. We're trying to educate folks about ways that they can get involved, even in their local neighborhood. For example, picking up litter. That litter is going to end up in the creek, which is going to end up in our water. There are really all kinds of events. A few of them are self-guided, so you can go out on your own time and, as your schedule allows, look for geocaches or paint a storm drain. You can do the town branch water walk. And then there are organized events happening at a particular time. We have several different litter cleanups happening around Veterans Park. A couple happening near UK in the Farm Road area, the Reforest 5K. There's plogging, which is picking up litter plus jogging, if you're not familiar with the term. A Sunset Creek walk at Raven Run, that's happening on Saturday the 18th. There's also a bilingual guided hike at McConnell Springs that will be offered in both English and Spanish. And then we have a few Zoom webinars about how to apply for stormwater incentive grants. We've worked with a steering committee of our friends at UK and Kentucky American Water, as well as the local watershed groups like Friends of Wolf Run and Hickman Creek Conservancy. We just had a submission form, and we opened it up to really any group that has something to do with water, whether it's protecting it or enjoying it. We've had really good participation. It tends to be a very family-friendly event, and if folks are looking for something to do with kids, they want to get out of the house and learn a little bit about the environment, it's a great way for a hands-on learning experience. Go to lexingtonky.gov/Water Week and you'll find a list of events.
We'll tell you about the dangers of high winds when we come back.
Have two ways out. When fire strikes, deadly smoke can fill your home within minutes. That's why the USFA wants you to plan and practice home fire drills. Draw a map of each level of your home showing all doors and windows. Discuss the map with everyone who lives with you. Practice your home fire drill at least twice a year. Make sure all doors and windows that lead outside open easily. Push the smoke alarm button to start the drill. Try feeling your way in the dark or with your eyes closed. Have at least two ways out of every room. If your first way out is blocked by fire or smoke, you can use your second way out. If there is smoke, get low and go. Crawl quickly under the smoke to your nearest exit. Close doors behind you and gather at a pre-planned outside meeting place where first responders can see you. Call 911. Remember, get out and stay out. Never go back inside for people, pets, or things.
Welcome back to Lexington Now. March is Severe Storms Preparedness Month, and in light of recent events, Tim Brandewie talks about the dangers of high wind.
Another part of the destructive weather aspects that we have to think about is everybody talks about tornadoes, but historically Lexington has had much more damage by what we call straight line wind storms. In other words, those are very violent thunderstorms that don't necessarily produce tornadoes, but you can get wind gusts in the front of these storms that occasionally can reach like a Category 1 tornado. And I've seen that happen here in the city and some of the damage that we've had to contend with. Additionally, very damaging thunderstorms can lead to tornadoes, but either way, the damage by straight line winds can be very, very extensive. Often these storms are accompanied by a lot of lightning, which obviously the inherent dangers of lightning. Obviously, the best thing to do if there's severe thunderstorms declared like that or warnings are put out is obviously get indoors. It seems pretty common sense, but you'd be surprised the amount of people that want to go out and watch the storm. And lightning does not discriminate. It will find the shortest way to get to the ground. And if you're in between the ground and that bolt of lightning, it could be you. You could be standing under a tree. It hits the tree, it's going to go to you also. I grew up in the lightning capital of the United States in Clearwater, Florida, and I have a very healthy respect for it. Obviously, the arrival of lightning is usually foreshadowed first by thunder. You know, if you're outside and you hear thunder, or you see lightning in the distance, if you can see it, you're already in the danger area. Okay, about 10-mile radius around a lightning strike is the other vulnerability area. Best thing to do is get inside, get shelter, get away from the windows. Same kind of considerations also in preparing your property. I have seen straight line winds pick up incredibly large items and throw stuff pretty far. So if there's anything loose out in your yard that you can maybe either stick under the deck or put in the garage, that'll help also. But I think it's very important not to underestimate the dangers of straight line wind thunderstorms like this, because as I said, historically, they've actually led to more damage. Now, as far as warning and preparation for storms like this, very similar to tornadoes, same basic sources. I know in my office we use the National Weather Service site because it gives forecast days out. Obviously, there's the local networks. The Division of Emergency Management also publishes information on our preparedness sites. And I just think it's important that people not underestimate how bad thunderstorms can be. As I said, between lightning strikes and wind damage, we have historically had more damage in our county from these types of storms than we have had from tornadoes. So don't take them lightly. You know, we're entering that time of period where the weather is extremely unpredictable. This part of the United States specifically is prone to very violent changes in the weather, very, very sudden notice. So be thinking ahead, be paying attention. If you hear that a watch is put out, drill down on it. How long is this watch going to be? You know, if you have, a lot of us, most people have one of these smartphones. I mean, I use my phone all the time when I'm away from the office to keep track of where the storm lines are. You know, make decisions about what I'm going to do when I'm outside, preparing my yard, having a backup in case power goes out. A lot of these straight line storms will knock down trees, which will then take down power lines. You know, and not to get into the electrical safety, but obviously assume any wire that you see that is not attached to a pole, consider it a threat. Stay away from it, don't touch the trees on it. Call 911, they'll send out fire investigations, but be very cautious of downed lines. And again, just don't get caught by surprise, because there's really no reason to be. There are a lot of sources of information right now. And again, don't underestimate how dangerous some of these straight line storms can be between the lightning and the wind damage.
Carnegie Center is celebrating this year's inductees into the Kentucky Writers Hall of Fame. Erica Cook shares with us about these writers.
My name is Erica Cook, and I'm the Marketing and Communications Director at the Carnegie Center. March 23rd at 7 p.m. at the Kentucky Theater is our Kentucky Writers Hall of Fame induction ceremony, which will feature living writers Marsha Norman, Richard Taylor, and Susan Laurie Parks. And our deceased writers being inducted will be Madison Quine and Blanche Taylor Dickinson. So for the Hall of Fame, we look for writers that reflect the culture and the character of Kentucky and our Commonwealth, and to educate Kentuckians about our state's rich literary history. A lot of folks don't realize how many writers actually come from Kentucky or have lived here recently as Kentuckians. So to be a writer, to be eligible for the Hall of Fame induction, they must be published. And two, someone whose writing is of enduring stature. So probably someone who's a little more established, a little like more older and involved in their careers, and someone who's connected in a significant way to the Commonwealth, whether that be they're born here or raised here, or they've lived a significant amount of time in Kentucky. Nominations for the Kentucky Writers Hall of Fame are accepted from the public. There's a form on our website that you can fill out, or you could just email someone at the Carnegie Center. And then the Kentucky Writers Hall of Fame has its own committee, which is formed by some staff members of the Carnegie Center, as well as some other more involved writers and members of the community. And then, of course, the Kentucky Arts Council gets to look at those nominations and sort of make a final announcement of who they believe should be inducted. It is a great honor. It's physical in that there's always a ceremony that people can attend that's free and open to the public, and they also get to meet the writers that are able to come afterwards. We also have a display of some of our previous inductees here at the Carnegie Center in our reading room, so anyone who enters the room can see their portraits up on the wall. There's some plaques. However, this has been going on since 2012, so we've run out of space a little bit for our portraits, and we're trying to figure out a way to make it visible to the public, but there is a beautiful spread of everything on our website. So if you want to see all of our past classes that have been inducted, you can just visit carnegiecenterlex.org, and it'll show you all of the inductees and give you a little bit of the bio and their histories. I think the best part of Kentucky Writers Hall of Fame, the ceremony specifically, is we get a lot of folks who have never heard of the Carnegie Center or didn't even realize they were going to attend a Hall of Fame ceremony, but maybe they were just walking past the Kentucky Theater and they saw it listed on the marquee and they were like, oh, I'm free, so let's hop in and see what's going on. And it really blows their mind to see that this is happening in their home state, and that if they're interested in writing or they're emerging writers themselves, that's, you know, a path that they could follow to become Kentucky's next inductee into the Hall of Fame. So being able to meet these folks up close and personal, and to be able to see maybe your talent reflected in their accomplishments is, I think, a wonderful thing for our Kentucky constituents here. With this specific class that's being inducted into the Hall of Fame, we're really excited that 2 of the inductees are award-winning playwrights, and then the other 2 who are deceased that are being inducted are poets. Susan Laurie Parks is the first African American to win a Pulitzer Prize for drama, and she is very, very busy, so she won't be able to attend in person, but she is sending us a video to put up at the ceremony for everyone to watch. Marsha Norman from Louisville is also a Pulitzer Prize winner and has won Tony Awards and other major awards, and she will be there in person. People will get to meet her, so we're really excited about that. And Richard Taylor, who lives in Frankfort, was Kentucky's state poet laureate from 1999 to 2001, and he will also be there and have some words to share with the public. And then our deceased writers, Blanche Taylor Dickinson, was a poet and a short story journalist whose poetry was published in a number of magazines and newspapers, and she is known as being one of the Black poets of the Harlem Renaissance. We don't know much about her now because it was, a century ago, so it was really difficult to find pictures and portraits of her, but we're really excited to be able to honor all of her contributions to the literary world in the Harlem Renaissance and incorporate her into the Hall of Fame. And Madison Kawine was nicknamed Keats of Kentucky. So he was up there with John Keats and has been compared to poets like Percy Shelley. So this class is very talented, and we're really excited to share it all with the public on March 23rd. So we really hope that you'll be able to visit the Carnegie Center for Literacy and Learning. We're located downtown on West 2nd Street, 251, and we're open to the public Monday through Friday as well as Saturdays. We have classes, we have events, we have programs for people of all ages who are interested in learning. Maybe you want to be a writer, maybe you want to hone your skill set in poetry or nonfiction, or perhaps you're just interested in learning Spanish or Italian. We offer 4 languages. We have a tutoring program for kids ages K through 12, as well as a bunch of other amazing, engaging programs that are low cost or free to the public. So we hope that you can make it down here, and please follow us on social media or visit our website at carnegiecenterlex.org.
We've got another full week of meeting coverage for you here on Lex TV or streaming online. And remember, for the most accurate and up-to-date information on all city business, check out our website at lexingtonky.gov. Here's this week's meeting coverage. That's all for now, but as always, you can keep up with us on social media. Check out the latest traffic updates on Twitter at LexRex, or catch our live traffic cams on lexingtonky.gov. For all of us at Lex TV, I'm Neil Noah, and that's it for now.